Lima, capital of Peru, is a sprawling metropolis of almost 9 million people. Known as the City of Kings, it was founded by the Spanish conquistadors, or conquerors, in the 16th century, and became an important center of the Spanish Empire in South America. The sky may always be gray, but Lima today is a vibrant city, with its mix of indigenous Andeans, descendants of the Spanish, and immigrants from around the world.
Lima has been rich in diversity for many years, but somehow hesitant to embrace it. Today's Peru is trying to redefine its modern identity, and somehow it's food that's leading that change. And I'm not surprised. Peruvian food is one of the best in Latin America, which makes me, an Argentinian, a little bit jealous.
Peruvian food has long been famous throughout South America, but only in recent years has the rest of the world begun to catch on. Over generations, peoples from around the world have found a home in Lima, resulting in a mix of cultures and cuisines. This mix makes Peruvians willing to try anything. My first stop is in the Magdalena market, where I've heard you can find traditional food dating back to the times of the Incan Empire, the pre-Hispanic roots of Peruvian culture. I have an appointment with ISABEL ALVAREZ, who has traveled through the Andes Mountains of Peru, studying traditional cuisine. Isabel established a restaurant in 1986, before Peruvian food started to gain international repute. She has promised to show me around the market. Peru gave the world the potato. Scientists have found that the world's first potato was grown here over 7,000 years ago. Peru has thousands of native varieties of the potato, each with its own unique taste and nutritional value.
The potato represents a culture of subsistence. It's like a mother that supports and sustains you. This is the way we look at it.
Isabel tells me that native Andean food, once only found in the mountainous heartland, is today popular with Lima's urban nights.
This is called maca. It's a root, a stimulant from the mountains. And this is the powder. It's like an aphrodisiac. You know, natural Viagra. Let me pay my tribute to the Andean coca. This is mother coca.
This, the famous coca. Que le rinda todo el homenaje que le debo a mi maravillosa tierra andina.
It helps with digestion, and a little spoon a day for the kids' diet is good. It has the highest amount of calcium. It's nutritious. It reduces the number of cells, and it's an antidepressant. This is sacred in our culture and fundamental in our diet. This is a ritual. You have to chew the leaves. Let them nourish and strengthen you. Pay your tribute to the earth.
When Isabel began studying Peruvian food in the 1980s, the Andean mountain regions were still geographically and politically isolated. Very little native Andean food was available in Lima's market, but things are different today.
This represents the Andean culture of resistance in Peru. These are the warriors of taste. These are products that survived the conquest, although they were marginalized and consigned to oblivion.
The market has an incredible variety of food, including tropical foods, huge corn cobs, and the hot pepper. called the ají, that is used in practically every dish.
Dangerous. I don't think I'm willing to try this.
Another thing I'm not willing to try is Peru's primary source of protein, the guinea pig.
¿Y esto se come?
Se come y de qué manera. Carne exquisita, deliciosa, delicada.
I used to have a pet like that.
For the Andean community, the little animal is a basic dish, rich in proteins and low in fat and cholesterol. Some 65 million guinea pigs are eaten each year in Peru, but Peruvians of European descent tend to avoid eating the guinea pig.
Básicamente el rechazo es por la forma. Es la asociación inevitable.
They reject it because of what it looks like. They feel it's like eating a rat. But it's not true. It's sheer ignorance.
Look
Look at it eating. It's so cute.
It's time for lunch, and Isabel suggests we should do what all Peruvians do, eat ceviche, which is fresh fish. Isabel takes me to one of the most famous cevicherias in town. The fresh, raw fish is cut into chunks, then cooked in Peru's famous lime juice, which is high in acidity, and then garnished with lettuce, corn, and sweet potato. Such fish was probably eaten in the times of the Incan Empire, but the original recipe of ceviche is now lost.
I believe Peru is a true melting pot of cultures, and you can see this in the food.
Ceviche is eaten by the people of Lima, or limeños as they are called, from all walks of life. In fact, limeños seem obsessed with finding the best place to eat ceviche.
Preguntarte a vos directo para que tú nos digas que eso... Ay, muchas gracias.
This is known as leche de tigre. It's like the tiger's milk. And it's the juice that is left after you eat the ceviche and you drink it.
Slowly. Be careful.
It's hot. Because it gives you a lot of energy.
Espera.
The products I saw in the market and the ceviche may be traditional food, but in Lima today it is all part of a new wave of Andean cuisine that is contemporary and yet faithful to its roots. And this cuisine is putting Peru on the world's gastronomical map.
La cocina andina es un término nuevo que se usa para designar una.
The new Andean cuisine is a new terminology that is being used to define the Andean cuisine, revisited with international techniques. I think that this resurgence is making Peruvians feel closer to their land and proud of who they are. Our self-esteem has been lying low for centuries. I think that our food unites all Peruvians like a good mother does and reminds us of who we are.
The government is aware of how food can help market the image of Peru. The new slogan of the country is Peru mucho gusto, which literally means tasty Peru, but can also mean pleased to meet you. Previously, Lima was not much more than a transit point for tourists, going to the ancient city of Cusco and the magnificent ruins of Machu Picchu. But last year, Peru tourism industry grew by 10%, in part thanks to tourists spending more time and money in some of Lima's 20,000 restaurants. And food is also helping start new businesses, like Patricia La Rosa's culinary tours, in which tourists are taking around Lima's best restaurants and kitchens.
Now people stay in Lima. They stay in Lima because they want to know about the food here. We doubled the number of the last year, yes.
One of the favorite dishes among Patricia's clients is the Peruvian version of Chinese food, a must here. known locally as chifa. FELIX TATAJE is the owner of a restaurant which serves this Chinese Peruvian food.
I
believe that the fundamental principles of the Inca culture are very close to the Chinese culture, and somehow our flavors have mixed as well. It's a very original and accepted fusion here. And today it is the second most important cuisine in Peru.
Limeños are proud of their food and believe it is helping to forge a new sense of national identity. And one particular dish here, called 5 sabores or 5 flavors, is a metaphor for Peru's social integration.
And this is the sum of it all, the 5 sabores, a dish that mixes all of Peru's cultures that's sold on the streets, a little bit of spaghetti, some ceviche, and some papa a la huancaína, among other things.
It may not be Peru's most sophisticated dish, but it represents the country's need to mix and come together, something that has been badly needed here, following a recent bloody past. Peru is discovering a newfound confidence, in part due to the increasing recognition of its new cuisine. Tourism is on the rise, and the economy is growing. But life hasn't always seemed so rosy. After decades of military rule in the 1980s and 90s, a brutal war was waged in Peru between the government and Maoist rebels, including those of the Shining Path group. Up to 69,000 people were killed. Eventually the war ended, but the fighting caused many to flee their homes in the rural areas and seek refuge in the urban centers. And it is here, in the city suburbs, that you can find another side of Lima, one which is not on the tourist agenda.
We're now on the other side of town, a place where people don't care much about the refined Peruvian cuisine, because for them food is a matter of survival. Back in the 1970s, hundreds of thousands of people came here, escaping political violence and poverty, and they had to organize themselves in order to eat.
The influx of people from the rural areas into the city led to the creation of these shanty towns. Mirko Lauer is a writer in Peru, whose political columns are a must-read in Lima's daily La República. He explained to me the effects of this mass social migration.
When this started, 3/4 of the population lived in the countryside. By the time it ended, meaning today, 3/4 of the people in Peru live in 11 cities. 1/3 of the population in Lima itself. And all these people changed not just their geography, they changed their language in many cases. They changed a lot of their culture, most of it, to be frank. For Peru, this has been and remains the most important human and cultural experience. The people that moved to the cities when violence really struck are victims. That's about the only thing you can say. And even today, they can't really mix and merge with the modern part of the city, and everyone's discussing how to take them back, because that's what they want.
But reversing the displacement is no easy task, and for now many try to adapt and bring their ancestral recipes to the city. HAYDEE RAYMUNDO does her part to help those who migrated feel a little bit closer to home. She runs a restaurant on the outskirts of Lima, where she serves traditional Andean dishes. She grows most of her own food in this field behind her outdoor restaurant. One of her most popular dishes is the pachamanca.
Nuestro almuerzo, nuestro alimento.
We eat the pachamanca.
Pacha significa tierra, manca es la olla. Entonces,
Pacha means earth, manca means kettle.
Hacemos un hoyo en la chacra.
We make a hole in the ground that works like a
kettle. La forma de olla.
She makes the dish following an ancient cooking method invented by the Incas. First, stones are heated and covered with salted water.
Le llamamos.
We call it treating the stones.
The stones are then removed, and the hole in the ground is filled with potatoes, sweet potatoes, 4 different kinds of meat, broad beans, and finally covered with Andean herbs.
El recordar nuestra infancia, nuestras vivencias.
It helps us remember our heritage and to keep close to what belongs to us, especially for those who now live in the capital.
Con nostalgia recordamos.
We remember our land with nostalgia, our origin, our history. And through this dish, we find it again, we live it, we feel it with love.
The whole is then covered with earth, creating a pressure cooker effect that makes cooking possible at high altitude.
20 minutos. Ese es el rito.
This is how we put our faith in it, hoping it will cook right.
HAYDEE puts a cross on top of the earth, a ritual to ward off against uncooked meat, which is seen as an omen predicting a death in the family. HAYDEE believes that Peru's future will be best served by relying on its heritage.
El desarrollo, que venga la tecnología de punta, pero sin perder nuestra.
Let development and the best technologies come.
Bueno, no solamente en su organización,
but we can't lose our traditions.
En todos los aspectos. Tenemos la kiwicha, tenemos la quinoa.
Peru is rich, but we lack the love and knowledge of what we have, and we need to spread it to the rest of the world.
Oh, está bien.
Peru's economy may be booming with growth of up to 8%, but the poor still make up around 39% of the population. Such poverty and a lack of social services has led to the emergence of grassroots projects, like this one, known as community kitchens. There are over 5,000 community kitchens in Lima, which feed 500,000 people daily. These kitchens are run by women who cook and sell the food to the local community. These cheap, makeshift eating places are a far cry from some of the classy restaurants in Lima city center. Meals here cost around $50.
Rosa. Se inició a raíz del choque que llamaron en esa época.
We started as an answer to the clashes of those times.
Enorme. Entonces, la comunidad.
The community came together, especially the mothers.
Nos organizamos todas las madres. Empezamos a traer.
We started meeting in one place with our cooking pots to help each other.
Para nosotros ayudarnos, ¿no?
The first kitchens were established in the 1970s, during the period of massive social upheaval. They began serving the thousands of people who fled their rural homes. Over 100,000 women work each day in these community kitchens in Lima. They receive no wage, but in return they can take the food they cook home to feed their families. The kitchens are also a vehicle for collective action and have turned into one of the most significant women's organizations in Latin America. 8,000 women who work in these kitchens recently marched through Lima, demanding a lower cost of living. The economy may be healthy and the status of Peru's cuisine may be on the rise, But these women are not receiving any trickle-down effects.
I'm proud that our food is now famous, but I feel bad at the same time because there are too many people who don't have the chance to eat it. If it would reach everybody, happiness would be complete. Unfortunately, we only see those recipes on television.
But Peru's cuisine may yet hold an answer for the hungry, the homeless and the poor. 10 years ago, there were only 5 cooking schools in Lima. Today, the city can boast more than 70. Some would say that's more than any other city in the world. The culinary schools range from the local version of the French Cordon Bleu establishment to the Gallia, the biggest gastronomy campus in South America, to more meager schools like this one, set up in the desert surrounding Lima. Today, some 8,000 students attend Lima's culinary schools. Many come from poorer families, such as Alan, who travels an hour and a half to attend the school on the edge of town. For Alan, cooking is a ladder of opportunity.
Training to become a chef is very expensive in Peru, but here it's only $20 a month. I can make my dream come true here.
Alan's dream is to become a top chef and open his own restaurant to contribute to the new wave of Andean cuisine.
Cooking is in our blood. In the same way that Argentinians and Brazilians are natural footballers, we are natural cooks.
We're going to serve it in 10 minutes. Everything tidy and in order, please.
We have been in hiding, concealed like a diamond, but now we are moving forward. Everybody you see here hopes to grow and move his family forward. We want to create a gastronomic future that will change our country. In a few years, everything will be better.
Peru is a land of contradictions, still struggling to define its modern self. Its cuisine may be celebrated both at home and abroad. Yet hunger and poverty remain the lot of many of Lima's residents. But many, like Alan, hope that Lima's culinary traditions may hold the key to a better future.